This is topic 7, lesson 8, guys. We're going to be talking about finding the volume of rectangular prisms, finding the volume of cubes. There is a formula that you can use, and that is length times width times height. When you find the volume of something, you're trying to figure out how much space it takes up, or how much space can fit inside something. For instance, this fish tank. If you're asked to find the volume of the fish tank, you want to figure out how much space is inside this fish tank, okay? Here's the formula right here, length times width times height, okay? All that is finding 3 1/3 feet times 1 foot. So essentially, you are finding the area of the base. You find the area of the base, and then you multiply times the height. Okay? Again, you find the area of the base, right here, it says it right here, times the height. So the area of the base, this rectangle would be 3 1/3 feet times 1 foot. And then you take that product and you would multiply that times 1 1/3 feet. Okay. Look at example 3. What is the volume of Alday's ring box? So this is the box that he's talking about. Obviously, it is a cube because all the sides are the same. Okay. When you're dealing with a cube, if you find the base and you multiply times itself, and then you multiply times itself again, if you know that it's a cube, you just have to take the side times itself. So you're taking the side cubed. Okay, you're multiplying the side 3 times. Okay, the volume of this cube then would have ended up being 15 5/8 inches cubed. Notice that it is cubed now when you're dealing with volume, and you're not your label is not inches squared or feet squared anymore. We're not finding how many 1 inch by 1 inch squares that can fit inside this cube. We're trying to find out how many 1 inch by 1 inch by 1 inch cubes could fit inside this object. Okay, so if you could picture dice, if you're basically trying to figure out how many dice could fit inside this cube, or how many dice could fit inside this fish tank. Now, a dice is not really a 1 inch by 1 inch by 1 inch, but you get the picture. Okay, that's why our answer is cubed. Take a look at the try it down here. I want you to find the volume using the length times width times height formula. Again, multiply the length times the width. The width is actually labeled up here, but you know that this is going to be the same thing as this side, which means this side is going to be the same thing as this side. Okay, so 3.2 centimeters times 2.8 centimeters. Get your product and then multiply that times 4.5. Go ahead and pause the video, figure out your answers, and then hit play, and then I'll tell you what the answers are for A and B. For A, the answer came out to 40 and 32 centimeters cubed. Make sure your answer is centimeters cubed. And B, your answer was 91 1/8 feet cubed, or you could have left it as an improper fraction, 729 eighths feet cubed. Either one of those answers would have been appropriate. So the key concept here is finding the volume of a rectangular prism or finding a volume of a cube. You're trying to figure out how many 1 inch by 1 inch by 1 inch blocks fit inside something, okay? So here's your formula once again, length times width times height. Here's your length, multiply that times your width. That'll give you the area of the base. Then you multiply that times the height. So the height isn't labeled here, but I know that the height here is 1 1/2 inch. So we take 3 1/4 times 2 times 1 1/2. First, you multiply these two numbers, and then you get your product and multiply it times your last one. Okay? I want you to take a second to find the volume of questions 10 and 11. 10 and 11 only. Once you get your answer, I will tell you what the answer is. If you're having trouble getting the right answer, then you need to come to me. You need to ask some questions. So go ahead and pause the video. Number 10's answer came out to 31 2/10 meters cubed. 31 2/10 meters cubed. They did that by, let's see if I can. Stay with me here. I wish you could type, but you can't. Okay, so you're going to take 6.5 right here times 4, and that should come out to, this will help you figure out what you did wrong here. 6.5 times 4 should have given you 26, and then you're going to take 26 and multiply that times 1.2. And your answer should have been 31 2/10 meters squared. Number 11, you would have taken 2. That's the length. That's the longer side of the base there. 2 times 1 2/3. And then take your product, which was about 3.2. I'm not multiplying the fractions here. I'm just using a calculator. And multiply that times 5 1/3. Okay. And your answer should have came out to 17 7/9 yards cubed. Or you could have left it as an improper fraction, 169 yards cubed. Okay. I am done with this lesson. Make sure you understand this concept. You understand how to use this formula. If you do not, if you got these answers wrong, then you need to ask questions. So make sure you pay attention tomorrow when we work through the problems. Okay. See you all later.